Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today I'm going to tell you 10 fragrance I can't live without. So you might have seen that video by Jen Sands, which he said 10 fragrance he can't live without. And I thought it was really interesting. I just decided to make that same video. So yeah, it's not really original, but still, I think it was a really good idea. So I'm gonna do it too. So I'm gonna start with the one I think would be the one that's most there. Though not by far, but it's one of those. It's also the only fragrance that I have, which I got like a backup bottle. I don't believe in backup bottle, but I saw this fragrance, like so many of these fragrance and discounters, that I kind of got afraid that it's gonna be discontinued. So, and it's the only one in the list also that I'm afraid of that. Anyway, Ramen by Puig, and this fragrance is really amazing. 80s fragrance is like the best 80s fragrance. It's amazing. I should do another top 5 fragrance. I did that like a year, 2 years ago. I'm not sure if it wasn't there, but now it is for sure. Great fragrance. Aldehyde, oak moss, pine, leather, and tobacco. It's just so good. It reminds me when I was young. I think maybe someone I knew, like an adult when I was a kid, teacher, maybe family member, maybe pretty sure someone was wearing this. And for me, it's really a great summer fragrance. I know like a lot of people will think I'm crazy wearing this in summer, but for me, it's a summer fragrance. Second fragrance I'm gonna say here is Polo by Ralph Lauren. Also another fragrance I'm kind of afraid to see being discontinued. And this fragrance for me is basically Coram for winter. I think it's too much intense for summer. I rather wear Coram. I think it's nicer. It's more appropriate for summer. This one's better for winter. A lot of aldehyde. The notes are similar, so if I would describe it, it will be pretty much the same. They are from the same era. Technically, this fragrance started the 80s era, even though if it was made before. If I go like from the atomizer, this one the aldehyde is way more intense. This one the oak moss is more intense. They're different, but if you're a kind of person that don't wear 80s fragrance, it might be the same for you. Now we're gonna leave the 80s and go with stuff maybe a little bit more modern, and I'm gonna start with this one, the Dreamer by Versace. This one is just amazing. I maybe should buy a backup bottle just because it's kind of hard to find, and it's a small bottle. Good with a bigger bottle. It's great fragrance. It has tobacco blossom note in it. It's nice. It's a white fragrance. Also great fragrance for summer, though a lot of people say that it's not like a summer fragrance. For me, I think it works well in summer. It's nice, powdery, almost a barbershop fragrance. In my opinion, it's not. Next fragrance is Yetaga by Caron, and this one is a really great animalic woody fragrance. Castoreum with oak, other notes, but those mainly. It's really nice, really badass fragrance, something that's great wearing a leather jacket or maybe something more casual, especially in fall. I love this fragrance in fall. I really love to just put this fragrance and go take a walk, like outside in the nature in fall. I think it just smells great and goes well with everything. But I really love this fragrance. I've smell and paper other fragrance by Caron, but this one is like, it's a masterpiece. It's a forgotten masterpiece. It's really amazing. Next fragrance I'm gonna put on that list, a lot of people might not really enjoy it and be happy that it's on the list, but nonetheless, it is Club de Nuit Intensement. And after all those like masterpiece before, yeah, I'm putting a cologne. It's the only cologne on the list. It's just that this one is really great. I love it. It's actually one of the fragrances that started my fragrance journey. You might not like that it's a cologne of Aventus, say that there's a lemon note and everything, but this fragrance actually brings compliment. And if I want something that is masculine, that is nice, that brings compliment, that will get me noticed, usually, and it's winter, yeah, because I don't wear this in summer, usually that's a fragrance I will try to get. Actually, Polo by Ralph Lauren got me more compliments, but still, it's a fragrance that's good. It's kind of polarized. I really enjoy it. I think it smells great, especially in winter in the cold, and it's probably my best alongside Polo fragrance for cold in the list. Next fragrance is Rouge by Guerlain. Almost not been putting this fragrance, and it's the last one that was added in the list. And the reason why this fragrance was not quite there is not a fragrance that I wear so much. Well, no, it is, but it's not a fragrance that I kind of want to reach for so much. It's just like a really easy wear when I don't know what to wear, when it's just casual, I'm at home, I want to put something, especially in winter, fall, winter. It's just a fragrance I would just grab and wear it. It smells great, it smells amazing. There's a lot of lemon. Also, it's the fragrance that made me discover and love the note of lemon. Before, I hated the note of lemon. I even had a fragrance that I gave because there's a note of lemon, and now I know I would love this fragrance. And there's also some sandalwood and some benzoin. It's a great fragrance, masterpiece by Guerlain. Also another thing, it's the first oriental fragrance for men, because before that, oriental type fragrance were fragrance only for women. A little bit like Fougère are only for men. Next fragrance, I'm gonna stay with all the Guerlain. I'm gonna do back-to-back all the Guerlain, and next one is Cuir Intense, and this one also great masterpiece. Smells leather, smells tobacco, smells extremely unique, lasts forever. The projection lasts forever also. It's one of those few fragrances that I wear and couple hours after, or even like several hours after, maybe 8 hours after, someone will give me a compliment, say that it smells good, or sometimes say that it smells weird, but still I love the fragrance. It smells really good. If you're a fan of leather, you need to have this one. There's another fragrance that is the leather fragrance on the list, and if you love leather, you absolutely need to at least give a try, those two fragrances. Next fragrance is Bois Mystérieux by Guerlain, another of the Absolu d'Orient. This line is really amazing. It smells somewhat similar to Oud Essentiel, but it's way better in my opinion. There's some myrrh, some laurel, and it's the only myrrh fragrance, but myrrh is so much beautiful note. It's nice, it's sweet, it's spicy, it's mysterious, it's woody. If you don't know what mysterious means, mysterious wood. So this fragrance is just great. When I smell it, I just fall in love with this fragrance. It became one in my top 5 fragrance, one of my favorite fragrance, and is one since. And I always say that this one is my favorite fragrance, but Bois Mystérieux, like, it's really hard to not put it first. I want to, but I don't want to remove this one, but like, really, like, for real, I would say these two are my favorite fragrance. They're equal. I'm gonna go with fragrance from Lalique, which is my second favorite house, and it's the only fragrance in the list, and it's leather copper. And if you've seen my review, you know what it smells like. This is a really amazing labdanum fragrance. Actually, labdanum is the main ingredient used in leather accord. Now there's like different way to make a leather accord, and there's even notes that smells like leather. So I wouldn't say that every single leather fragrance has labdanum, but it's one of the main way to make it. And this one is an amazing showcase of labdanum. It's an amazing fragrance. It's kind of fresh. It's like, if I compare it to Cuir Intense, and by the way, that's the other fragrance that you need to try if you love leather. This one is more light, more like sophisticated, more elegant. This one is more raw and powerful, rough. Like this is like kind of leather that will be on a nice leather jacket that you wear before going out. And this is like an old saddle that's forgotten in some barn kind of leather. But both are really amazing. Like Lalique, also, you need to try this one. The thing is that this one is not made just leather. There's a lot of stuff, but the leather is really well showcased, especially labdanum. And finally, Boulder by Tom Ford. And this fragrance is also one of the most powerful one. It's just amazing. It's the one I would say smells the most natural. For me, it's just an absurd amount of patchouli with an insane amount of lavender mixed together, and like pure patchouli, pure lavender. I do have patchouli essential oil and I do have lavender essential oil. I know what it smells, and that's what it smells. amazing fragrance, amazing masculine, elegant fragrance. In the whole list, it's probably the best business fragrance in all that I've showed today. Even though there's stuff like Polo, Karam, this is really great. It smells elegant, it smells masculine, it smells also like something that costs a lot of money, and it actually kind of does, but it smells what you're paying for and even more. So that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. In this case, well, like and share, and probably go see the video by Jen Sands. It was really nice. It was completely different set of fragrance because we're different people, but it was a nice video to see. Also, if you have a fragrance that you can't live without, put it in the comment. So thanks for watching and see you soon.